So today was going to be a really long and tiring day, and the previous night when I was actually going to sleep, in my mind I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, tomorrow's going to be a long day, tomorrow's going to be a hard day, I'm not going to enjoy tomorrow's. I just want tomorrow to be over. But if there's one thing I'm learning from the book, is that thoughts are really, really important, and thoughts determine like our reality. So I was thinking like, I'm kind of like expecting tomorrow to be bad before it's even happened, and I'm dreading it, and I want it to be over before it's even happened. Let me try and like rephrase my thinking, and let me try and think, okay, like today's gonna be a good day, it's gonna be a bit hard, but I'm gonna get through it, and we might get some nice things for the vlog. So, you know, I was just trying to think more positively and trying to like manifest a good day. And so I came in, and a nice surprise was seeing Abdul at the station. Abdul is a very, very old friend of mine. I've known him since high school days. And then I also saw Ali roll up into uni in his motorcycle. But he didn't actually come to the lecture. So today I have my lecture on quantum mechanics and symmetries. That's the name of the module. It starts at 11. Got there for around 11:20, and none of my friends showed up. Actually, no, I do have some other friends in there, but like none of the people that would sit with me and I would sit with them. I'm trying to not like offend someone who's gonna watch this, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like Vidusha and Jeremy, and consequently Ali did not show in. So I was just like sitting by myself. So I was sitting there, and I was listening to the lecture, right? And he was going through all this stuff, and like there's all these people around me, yeah, asking like all these questions, like, oh sir, how did the operator change from this to this? I don't understand how this went from this to this. And I'm just sitting there like, bro, I don't understand a single thing. But then I was trying to remember the thing I told myself, and what I mentioned at the start of this video, which is like positive thinking, right? Don't think that you're not getting it. Don't think that other people in here are smarter than you. Don't think that there's something that they have that you don't have. Just try and think more positively. So I was like, okay, let's try and think more positively. And then I wasn't understanding anything. And then because I was literally just going to be like, okay, well, I just don't understand anything. I'm just going to wait until sometime in the future where I can just go over every single notes and understand it comprehensively. But then I was like, no, don't have that thinking. Don't have that thinking where you identify as that person who needs to do that. So then on the break, I was like, okay, I'm going to make a conscious effort to try and like understand things and not kind of like panic. So I went up to the lecturer, Costas, and I was like, yo, could you explain kind of like what's going on? Like, you don't need to tell me like the ins and outs, but could you just kind of like give me an overview of what's kind of going on? And yeah, it was good, because had I not had that thought process, I wouldn't have gone up and asked him. Like, I would have just given up on myself. So it is true, you know, like thoughts and positive thoughts, they're really important. They do change your reality.
How about you spare me the chit chat? Chitty chat.
Anyway, that lecture finished about 1. Then from about 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I went to the gym. I had my Bulgarian split squats workout. You can tell why this day was gonna be long, right? Because Bulgarian split squats are, those who know will know. This is the workout that I normally skip, the workout on Friday. I'm like productive throughout the week, and then Friday, like sometimes I skip it. So I guess it's a win that I'm doing this workout. It was also back rows, which is something that I'm neglecting a lot, because I'm doing a lot of pull-ups but not a lot of rows, and triceps extensions. A bit quiet in the gym, didn't see as many people, maybe because I am going a bit later. It was a bit quiet in the lecture theatre as well, so overall just a really quiet day. I then headed into the library, all right? I headed into the library around 4:30. I was working on my black hole dissertation. Specifically on this bit, I'm starting the derivation for Hawking radiation. So like the temperature of a black hole, how it's inversely proportional to its mass. And the first bit of that is kind of like mapping a thermodynamic identity to a wave function of a particle. I think that's the best way I can explain it. The wave function of a particle and a thermodynamic identity of a particle, the probability of a particle being in that micro state, and the mapping of those two identities somehow gives Hawking radiation. Although the middle bit was a bit short, and I actually wrote that down. I was like, I need to ask my advisor after this. Anyway, the project's going really well. I thought I was doing really well. Maybe it's because I'm working on it every single day, and as I said, like when I'm consistent, like I feel good about it. Right, so I was feeling really good. I was feeling really positive. It was actually funny because something bugged me in the library. It was just like one of those other things. I wrote down triggered, but I don't want to say triggered because triggered doesn't really sound cool. You know, like the first time I said it, it was okay, but now like I've said it like 100 times, like it just doesn't sound cool. But yeah, the point I was trying to make is like there's no point even mentioning it, because like literally I've forgotten about it. Like in the moment, it seems like this really big thing, but it's really not that important at all. It's just like your nervous system like goes into panic, And like I said, you know, before, it makes sense that you feel like that. So, you know, just have compassion on yourself, understand why you think like that, and just like, you know, move on. It'll pass. It'll pass. I must have finished at like 5. Then at 5 we have our advisor meeting, right? And oh my god, my advisor, which is on the 6th floor of the Geo Jones. So this dissertation that I'm doing, this is my advisor meeting with him. My advisor, I don't know if he loves me or hate me. We kind of have this weird relationship. I can't really make him out. I don't know. Like I just don't know. Sometimes he's nice. Sometimes he's, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Surprisingly, we didn't actually cover this much content this week. It was such a difficult thing to book this appointment with him because he wasn't available on some days and I wasn't available on some days. Ohm, who normally joins online, didn't even come up. It was 1 hour. We didn't even go over any content. He just looked through my overleaf report. So here's me thinking, here's me working on it consistently and kind of thinking that like, oh, I'm doing a good job and I'm kind of getting the hang of it. You know, I'm doing the code really well. And so here's me thinking I'm like really good at this. And then he goes and looks at the thing and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's there if you want to have a look at it. He's like, oh, this one, but this hasn't changed since last time. Like, maybe this is the wrong one. Are you sure it's this one? And then like he goes on it and it was like, oh, 4 pages. But I'm just like,
and I work like a dog day and night.
It doesn't feel like 4 pages because it's like 4 pages of derivations, which is very hard. And like, also I am an exponential type of guy. Like it's slow, but it takes off pretty rapidly. It was funny because he was going through the Overleaf project and he was like, oh, this should be like this. And he was like, and then he went to change it. And there was an error. And then he was like, oh, that's strange. That's funny. Hold on. What's going on? Why is it not working? And I'm like, yep. That's why it wasn't like that in the first place. You know, I have tried it. You know? Yeah, he gave me some few tips. Well, not really. Well, tips. He basically wanted me to write my equations in this formula, in this format that lists the equations on the thing. We didn't go through any content. It was quite short. I think he wanted to go home as well. I think, actually, no, I don't know that. I'm not going to say that because then that's just a thought process in me that thinks that like, he don't want me. He said he wants to see 10 pages by next advisor meeting. So
What? Hell no!
4 pages to 10 pages. So we'll see how that goes. It's going well. Currently, I have 30 days to do my dissertation. So time to pull off one last miracle, you know. Won't be too hard, you know. But yeah, it was a pretty long day. It was a pretty tiresome day. And it was a bit quiet as well. It weren't as many people today. But I made it through it. It's funny because on this day, I actually then have work tomorrow. It'd be like, it's gonna go by really quickly. And then tomorrow I have work. So I had to be at uni again for 9 a.m. But, you know, like Peter Parker says,
There's no place like home.
till next time.